Welcome back to the Pet Zone podcast with Victoria, Christine, Kim, and Laura. Fueled by clippers, caffeine, and the kind of humor HR would not approve of. Now let's jump back into the conversation.
Microphone check.
Hello.
Can you hear
I
me?
hear you.
Awesome.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys perfectly.
Love your hair.
Yay.
Thanks. Yeah, the weather's been really shitty, and I said, you know what? I'm not dealing with hair for 2 weeks. And that's exactly what we're not doing, is dealing with hair for 2 weeks.
Nice.
The African hair braiding places, man, I'm going to the same lady for like 12 years. They don't play, man. It's like plastic surgery. Like my shit ain't moving. Nothing's moving. My face ain't moving. Nothing.
Looks really pretty.
Ah,
Did they
thanks.
add hair?
Yeah, no, like my hair ends about here. I wanted to do like a protective style. Like the weather's been really shitty. It's been really cold and dry, and I've been trying to get all the red out of my hair and get myself back to blonde. And I'm like, you know what? I need like 6 to 8 weeks of not fucking with my hair and just let it chill. So I'm just gonna be doing protective hairstyles and then letting it breathe. Protective hairstyles and letting it breathe.
Very cool.
Can I play something for everybody real quick?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me turn the volume up. It's for our German listeners. Ready?
Oh.
Don't start now. Why isn't doing that? No. Could you guys hear it?
I heard it vaguely.
Barely.
Right.
Listen, to our German listeners, thank you for the love and support, man. We really appreciate y'all across the pond.
Yes,
I
thank
do
you
not
very
know-
much.
Let me try it again.
Hallo, willkommen beim Pet Zone Podcast.
Basically, we just said, hello, welcome to Pet Zone Podcast. We don't give out schnitzel.
Oh shit! Let's see. I know. Let's see. Und Scheiße. Und Scheiße.
Yeah,
Thanks
Chat
for-
GPT.
thank-
I'm sorry. Google Translate was helping me translate some things today.
Oh, did you get the email for Stephanie?
Yes, I just sent it a little while ago, so I'm sure it'll take her a hot second, which is totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna do a react to that video, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not watch like the video in its entirety. I just saw the screenshot and then confirmed that it wasn't AI and it wasn't fake. And I have not actually watched it in its entirety.
I couldn't watch it in its entirety.
Oh yeah, Chris is banned from Facebook.
What?
I'm not banned. I just can't get on it on my phone because my phone is linked up to the terrorist account. Yeah, I was a terrorist for a whole hot minute, and then it ruined my Facebook account. I had to get a whole new one.
Oof.
Let's see if I can pull it up here.
Let me get it on too. What am I looking for when I'm looking for it?
Baton Rouge groomer abuses dog.
That's yeah, that's a mouthful.
All right, I'll send this link. That's not to you, Chris. It's on LinkedIn.
I have a feeling I'm gonna get really mad. Yep, found it.
There's also one with the security video that the owner herself posted. That's fucking disgusting.
That shows the girl recording.
That shows, the one bathing or waterboarding, and then the other one standing there recording and then walking away laughing.
So the report I have, it's the actual owner who was waterboarding the dog. I don't know.
But the person who posted it was not the owner.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Let's see. Let me go to the comments.
Give it a minute. You know, what from just like the brief clip of it that I saw when this initially released, what really was upsetting, and I could say that, you know, after 25 years of doing this, and, you know, you're working on a dog, and you go, you know, if you're working on a dog, it's like unreasonably anxious and scared, and you wonder, like, why is this dog like this? You know? And, you know, you like when you have a mother that loves you, your walker loves you, your trainer loves you, you have a wonderful life, like, what's wrong with you? Then you see some shit like that.
It's hard.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm going to pull this up on my other phone so Chris can watch it.
And first and foremost, if the dog is terrified and handled in that way, it causes distress. And that matters as groomers. It's our first job is safety.
Yeah.
You want me to hit play?
We're getting like echoes and stuff.
Yeah, I forgot I had my earbud in, so when I walked close to her computer, it picked up the feedback.
All right, cool. So which one are we reacting to? Are we reacting to the one?
Either one.
The owner? Which one's worse?
Well, the one the owner sent, you can't see exactly what's happening to the dog because it's security footage.
All right, so I'm gonna put on the one of the the
But the
employee
3-second
uploaded.
one, yeah, that was from Snapchat. And Chris, I text that to you in text message, and it's from LinkedIn, so you should be able to watch it.
Okay. This one doesn't do her any justice either. I mean,
Nope.
there's just no reason for it. Dogs like this should, and from what I read,
I don't.
and I don't know.
I don't even. I mean, honestly, aside the fact that she's torturing, what she's doing to these animals is fucking
Well, it couldn't
disgusting.
touch the ground. It couldn't.
No.
Also,
It's
I don't understand the rack. Why is there a bathing? Why is this dog not on a platform? Why is this dog? Why is there an overhead bar? I mean, I understand I'm mobile, so our hooks our tub restraints are like inside
I'm
the
gonna look
tub.
up
They're
the
not
website.
overhead. And
Yeah.
see the one that the owner got.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, that's unacceptable. Oh my God, I can't even watch it.
Mm. And then to post it on a Snapchat and think like, oh, hey, look, this is funny.
Do you remember that? You remember Black Mirrors?
I didn't watch it.
I
If
know
you get
the
a
name.
chance, if you go back 10 years ago and watch the episode from 10 years ago, this woman was woke up, and all these terrible things kept happening to her, and no one would talk to her. People were chasing. You thought she was the victim because she was running away. Everyone was trying to record her. Somebody was chasing her, and then in the end of her trying to escape, the community grabs her, puts her in a clear thing like something the Pope would be in, and they restrain her to a chair, and they bring her through the town, and then she starts remembering what she did. Like her memory came back, and she did something really horrible, and people were just recording. And I guess in this time period, that's how corporal punishment would go through. They would drug her every day. She would wake up in a house with no recollection what happened, and people would chase her with camera. So apparently someone died as a result of her inaction, and she was recording their actions and recording rather than helping. So that was her punishment. So every day for like 181 days or something, that was her punishment. So it was really weird at this time, 10 years ago. We weren't recording and uploading to the same degree. If we did, it was something special or something like to talk about.
Yeah.
It wasn't common. And so at that time watching that, like, oh wow, man, so weird. People, can you imagine people like zombies just following around with the phone? And that's what you see now. Like, and so, obviously there's absolutely no excusing this behavior, but to see how detached this woman is, not so much the woman just doing the act of abusing this dog, but the woman who's calmly standing there filming her
And laughing about it when she walked away.
This is I want to say last year there was another one where a shop had a groomer mishandling a dog, and another groomer filmed it, sent it to the owner, but didn't do anything, just filmed it. And this is not okay behavior. Like, you need to step in, you need to say something.
Well, you want to know what? I think we were when you and I were speaking earlier the week, Victoria, we were speaking about accountability in the workplace.
Yes.
Like obviously, mobile is a very different beast, but in the salon, people like that doing what they're doing don't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to torture animals.
No.
There are people that are born bad and evil, and I do agree with that. But there are behaviors that start developing, and we have the worst if you see something, say something protocol in our industry. And I think in animal care in general, people tend to tiptoe and don't know when to speak up. And it happens in the dog show world, dog grooming world, competitive dog grooming. Anywhere where there's seniority and there's a financial line of succession, there's this whole bubble of protecting somebody that shouldn't be doing what they're doing anymore.
Yeah.
And so, accountability is something that is shared when it comes to when you're working as a team. You start seeing somebody more stressed out, getting really frustrated with the dogs. When I hire somebody, because everyone works alone with us mobily, when I hire somebody, they're not off on their own for usually about 6 months. They're usually next to me working for 6 months, because everybody can bullshit and fake it and be a different person for the first 12 weeks. So I like to see once they get comfortable with me, because people get very comfortable around me very quick. And there was a stylist that never got to work independently on her own for me. She was a good groomer. She was very nice, and she was, she fit everything to a T. I didn't like how frustrated she would get. She didn't
Yeah.
do anything because we work in 150 square feet. I can see everything you're doing, and I can stop anybody from doing anything. But I didn't like the way she handled the dogs and how she got frustrated. So when she was blow dry, she likes to be able to sit while she was working. So in a mobile grooming van, that's challenging, but that's what she did. And so she's sitting, and instead of bringing her body to the table, she would reach and pull the dog towards her. And I saw her do it, and then the dog pulls back and looks at her like, "What the fuck are you doing, bitch?" And I would be doing the same thing. And then I heard her go, "Ah." And I
Like, how
immediately
dare
said,
I have to move?
and I immediately stopped her. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to finish this one. Move." And I
Yeah.
finished the groom. And, I said, like, "Hey, I'm just going to have you do bathing and drying." And I didn't tell her, correct the behavior or anything. I came up with a story of why this isn't going to work. And it said, like, "Hey, so you not being able to stand is going to be a problem with us." Like, I didn't address it. However, I got rid of her from my business immediately. And that kind of person needs to work in an environment where there's 15 other women that are watching her, because she grunts, the breathing, come on, those. And that's
Yeah.
the one thing that scares me about everybody wearing headphones all the time, is because these are little things you kind of have to see and you hear. You see the frustration. And, what really sucks about our industry, especially high volume salons, they're not usually charging, not all, but a lot of them aren't charging high enough. So when somebody's stressed out about money, they have to challenge their comfort level and take in more. Now, that's okay short term. But if you have to do that, especially, as we get up there in age for more than a couple of weeks, it starts taking a toll. And that's when you start hearing, oh, come on, stop. And every time I hear somebody get frustrated, I get so vigilant about it. And I haven't had to work in a salon environment with a lot of people in a really long time, but it's just, as an industry, we got to take accountability for each other. And it's really, when
Yep.
these bad things happen, it's fun dragging the witch in the middle of the room and saying, "Shame, shame." I don't have my shame bell.
The
Shame,
shame bell.
shame.
Shame.
But it's not fun being the whistleblower before the audience is tuning in. That girl with the phone should have quite literally
Well,
taken the sprayer out of her hand, taken the dog out of the tub, have someone else get involved to secure the dog, to get her sitting down and to talk to her like, "This isn't okay. You're done for the day. Even if you don't have the fucking authority." Because any salon owner would be like, "I appreciate you stepping in," because that's the end of
well,
your business.
speaking of salon owners, let me read you the statement. The salon owner statement from
Oh,
Pet
good
Parlor
God.
Pet Grooming,
I didn't even hear that. I thought it
Tawana
was
Scott, who the reporter reached out and said, "Hey, are you aware of this? By the way, it's a 4-year-old poodle named Jada." And the pet
yeah.
owner also replied. So from the shop, the owner, "Thanks so much for letting me know. I did address this and had the employee take this down. I do want to reassure you that the owner does know that her dog has issues with both the dryer and the water hose.
Gee,
This
I
dog
wonder
goes,
fucking why.
oh, this part's great. This dog goes ham, and all I can do is quickly spray to get the shampoo and color off. I know this may look bad to someone seeing a quick leak of it, but I do want to reassure you that this pet is not that situation. The dog is tethered to keep her from jumping out of the tub and hitting the floor trying to bite us when she has her fits. The owner does know that her dog has issues and will not bring her dog anywhere else but to us. I have been doing her for some time, and I guarantee you with any of my pets, there is no abuse that will be done or tolerated here. We have turned around dogs that are extremely unbehaved within the shop. This dog is not that case, just issues with being sprayed on her. I do apologize for any unsettling feelings that you have had. I do appreciate you letting me know that this was posted. In my
It's
23
the
years of
most.
grooming, I am known for doing misbehaved in senior dogs without any medication. This is one of the downsides of something that happens that can be misconstrued. misconstrued waterboarding, bitch. Again, thank you so much for your concerns, but I do want to reassure you that Haley, which I'm assuming was the person that was recording the little short video, did not groom this dog. She only wanted the world to see what us groomers do go through. So thank you for making
please
everybody
remove.
think we
Yeah.
are a CIA black site waterboarding dogs.
Yeah. So
Here's
you
what
want
the
to know
mom
what?
said.
The us and the we have got to be removed from
Take
that
me
shit.
out of that. Take me away from
Continue
that.
on.
That has nothing to do with me. So here's what the pet owner replied. We are reaching out for legal help after a heartbreaking situation involving our sweet dog, Jada. Jada is the most loving, gentle, and sensitive pup. She cares for everyone in our family. But after 2 years at a local pet parlor, she was severely abused. Thanks to the help of the community for bringing us awareness of what has been happening to Jada. We are devastated by what's happened and we just want her to heal. Jada deserves justice and we won't stop till she gets it. Thank you for your support. Keep Jada in your thoughts. Chris was reading earlier, and animal control did cite the shop, and it was a misdemeanor.
That's I don't know if it's true, but that's what I read. And it's a misdemeanor.
I like it how the you got to like it how the owner, like, instead of acknowledging and apologizing, I'm going to gaslight you. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to do a little switch around, be like, this happened. Like quite literally, everything horrible about that people think about us is what this woman is. And that's what
Yeah.
makes me sick. And it's one thing, you would think, like, as a business owner, there's times when you stand by your staff, and there's times you fucking like you have to sit down and realize, like, hey, your staff fucked up. This is wrong.
Well, and if in the comments, I mean, a lot of groomers are in here. Carol Dean, was it Kelsey Groupie, the creative groomer, Angela Kumpy, Liz Signs, Sean Gaddini. A lot of groomers are in here like, yeah, no, this is not how this is done. Like,
it's not
Yeah.
acceptable. It's first of all, judging from that, looking at it, the dog's feet couldn't touch the ground, not all four.
Dog
It was basically
yoked fucking up. And we have clients, they're like, please don't put a noose on my dog. And you wonder,
Yeah.
this is what they're thinking.
This is why.
This is why.
And-
This is what they think we're doing.
and here's another issue with this is you have a health issue. It's a small dog. It's got a trachea issue. You don't mess with the trach like that. I don't care how bad the dog is. You don't hang it up like that.
No.
4 feet on the ground. If you can't rinse that dog by yourself, then you get someone to hold it. If you can't rinse it like that, then
use a jug of water. Use a cup. Don't full spray it in the face.
Some lazy hooker bullshit.
I've gotten a towel, saturate it, and wipe down a dog until I could get all the shampoo off that did not like water before. If it's an issue where the dog is just it can't tolerate it, it's afraid of it, then you do other things. You work with a vet, give it something to help relax it. If that doesn't work, then you might be find a quieter time and a quieter space to do it. There's other things to do than waterboarding a dog.
You know what you don't do? You also don't dye the dog. So how about we don't add color to the mix? Like, of all things, why are we making this situation even worse?
When I really started grooming, I gave all my money to Miss Crumpy and Lori Craig to learn from the best and do all the fun things. And I learned everything. I enjoyed doing it, learned abstract. But it comes to my business, I am so fucking picky. If someone wants color with me, I have blackout dates. Halloween, Pride. Actually, most of the holidays where people want to get festive, I black out those dates. If people want color, they can book months in ahead, and they have to book a regular dog grooming appointment where the dog gets a bath and a haircut. Because I found people were bringing me their matted dogs that don't go to the groomer enough, and then expecting me to make them into a cheetah. Now, the artist in me was like, oh my God, I want to do this. But the compassionate human being in me is like, there's a time for color, and this isn't his thing. Why don't we just do some chalk? Let's just do some booty bling.
color's not for every dog. And
No.
and here's the thing, when you're talking to a customer, they said this customer knew that this dog had issues. If that was the case, then why are they doing color on a dog? I would have never done the color, because
No.
one, it's going to take more rinsing. If the dog does not like being bathed, why are you going to put an extra step in the bathing to torture the dog more? That doesn't make sense.
No,
It's gross.
And I'm going
what
to
I've
tell you,
seen.
I'm going to tell you, anyone that who's done a creative class or done all that, any one of the top creative groomers that they have taught will tell you, not every dog is a dog for color.
No.
But there are some dogs that love it. Like my dog,
Yeah.
if I grab the color out, oh, I'm going to be purple today. Yeah, great. I have another dog that it's like,
dogs love on the attention. You want to know what? It's the end of the day is we have one thing I've noticed probably in the last couple of years, we have a problem with groomers that they have opened up a shop that doesn't suit the kind of clientele attraction that they want to do the type of services that they want. So you get a lot of groomers. I think there was a case a couple of months ago where the groomers just color the dogs they want to for the picture. And
Yeah.
they're not thinking about the dog. They're not thinking about the client's wishes. And, Lori Craig and Angela Crumpy, when they taught creative, I forget which one of them said this, and it's something I carried within all my professional practices. If you have on a wall what you offer for creative services, no one's going to interact with it. If it's on your website, no one's going to interact with it. If you post it on your Instagram, no one's going to interact with it. That's a one-on-one communication thing. So they had said, you got to assess your client. Look at the nails. If you see funky nails and they're different every month, then you know she's going to be open. If you see colored hair, very manicured hair, eyebrows, dresses colorfully, is more on the artistic side, then that's what you're looking for. Look for handkerchiefs on the purse handle. Look for key rings, like little things like this that scream fashionista. Be like, and then you start maybe with something that's temporary. Maybe putting like one of like the little who did them, the Bardell bows. They were making the feather boas and the fascinators, and you would add a little bow or a little accessory. And then when their eyes light up about what happens with their dog, then you open the door and you have a conversation. You don't just assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. And if you have a dog that's terrified for grooming, then you want to know what? It's about
That's not a
establishing
candidate.
trust. It's not a candidate.
Or what about the dogs?
It's not
I remember
candidate.
being taught the dogs that, aren't comfortable with people just walking up to them. Because how
Exactly.
many times when you have a cute little colorful dog and people are like, oh my gosh, but if
Not a
it's a
candidate.
dog that is sketchy.
Another thing is again, when I have some clients that are like, hey, I want to do something creative, this, that, and the other, I'll even ask them, does your dog like people attention? And do you like people attention? Dude,
Yeah.
One time in Union Square, I had somebody throw a fucking wheel of cheese at me. Now, granted, joke's on them, because I picked that shit up and I threw it right in my bag. That was like $120 worth of cheese. However, like, some people really feel some kind of way about it. I am again super picky, and I'm also a lot more anal than I was 10 years ago about products, what goes on the skin, what goes into the coat, what goes into the bloodstream, and what's processed by the kidneys. So I'm really, I don't really put myself out there for this work, but I have respect for people that do. And you got to have these conversations, and you need to be transparent, and not all dogs are a candidate for it. And
no, they're not. And when we do creative here at the salon, and when we are doing it, we assess the dog. We'll have customers ask us, hey, can we have full color and stuff? And I say, well, why don't we start with the ears and let's see how they tolerate it. Not all dogs, it's not made for all dogs. But even so, if you have a dog that you already know, because she said the owner knew, so they had known for a while, that was upset about the bath, why would you add a service like that that's going to prolong the time in the bath? Like, and first of all, that waterboarding, there's no reason for it. There's just none.
No.
No, literally that she was being entertained by this dog struggling, and thought it was funny.
So someone should have helped me holding the back end, and the dog's 4 feet should have been on the ground. There is training. There's a lack of training there. And
The
for the
equipment being provided is extremely inappropriate for a small dog.
Yeah.
The overhead that looks like at least 24 inches from that bar to probably more, probably 36 inches from that bar. If you look at the tub of the bar, it's overhead. So
Yeah.
that means it was coming down to the 20-inch mark. So a dog that is 14 inches at the back, 10 inches at the back, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate fucking
Not.
equipment. That little rubber, I can see the little rubber thing that goes on the back of the backsplash.
Mhm.
Because it's too low, they don't want the dog getting over the edge and getting the water everywhere. So that's why they like it overhead. And that's fucking unacceptable.
And this customer is, Victoria, did it say the customer said that they weren't aware of any problems the dog had?
They didn't say any of that. They just were disgusted by the video. I mean, maybe they've said, oh, yeah, she's a little difficult, but that's not a little difficult. That's,
No.
I'm going to spray water in
She
this full force and wonder what's
I would
wrong.
be difficult too. I would be pissed off. Honestly, I would bite someone if they did that to me.
Yeah.
You want to know what? If there's, I know, granted, I know we got like 25 subscribers. Thank you, Mom.
Sup.
Any new groomers that are watching this, and this is coming from somebody with about 25 years experience, honestly, and probably like an extra 5-6 years on top of those 25 years being a bather. So I haven't always been mobile. I worked in a shop. If you're working with somebody and you don't like the way they're handling the dog and you don't like the way they're touching the dog, if you got to get evidence, record. Don't run to the internet yet. That's your evidence.
Yeah.
Stop if you're comfortable to, go and just redirect your coworker. Like, hey, are you behind? Are you okay? Are you fine? Like, hey, why don't we take a break and literally unhook the dog? Don't even just unhook the dog. Put the dog in the kennel. Go outside. Go for a vape. Go for a smoke. Go for a sit. Whatever. And just call them on their shit. Like, hey, listen, you seem really stressed out. I don't want you to A, hurt the dog, hurt yourself, get in trouble. I like working with you. I'm assuming you're having a bad day. That's you putting them on notice. If you are not comfortable, and I understand when you're new, it's the seniority shit. It's a real thing. That henpecking shit is a real thing, and you might not be comfortable to say anything. Respect. That's not a problem. Get your evidence. Go to your boss. Go to your boss and say, I witnessed
And if
something.
it's your boss, go to another job.
If
Absolutely.
if it's your boss, again, it's a bigger problem if it's your boss.
Yeah.
And I think you should say
it's a
it should
whole
always
atmosphere.
be, it's a whole other thing. But honestly, the way you handle it is you put in your notice and you report it. Because that behavior just doesn't stop.
No.
So just, if you see something, say something. Competition groomers, and it's a whole other world. If you say something, record it. Talk to them.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable, if they're too big or they're too influential, or you're worried about being called a pet person or overreacting, then go to the governing body. If the governing body is a part of the problem, then that's when you take it to something bigger. Not saying anything, it makes you complicit, and it'll eat you up down the road, because when you catch a small infraction, it's like a snowball. So the more and more they get away with it, it turns into something really fucking scary.
Yeah, and if they're doing it in a public place, such as a grooming competition, who knows what's going on behind closed doors or in their shop?
Same thing with the dog show world. With the dog show world, again, it's a different level of fear. It is a big old club, and it's hard to get into. And so when someone that's higher up and respectable is doing something, the self-accountability in the dog show world isn't always great. And even when people try to blow the whistle, the governing body doesn't always hold their own people accountable. So document, and find an adult. And if the adult is part of the problem.
It's changed at the horse show world. Well, in some of the higher levels that are governed by, safe sports, since it's an Olympic sport, where before, they're not in cameras or they're not in the public view in the competition ring, they're back warming up, and they'd be, putting horses in biomechanically incorrect positions and forcing them into something to where, say they didn't have, you could see their tongues turning blue because the pressure in their mouth was so strict.
Yeah.
People started recording. Fans would start recording, and they would send it to the boards. If the boards didn't listen, they'd make anonymous things on Facebook or YouTube, and they'd just release it to the public. And
there is
people have gotten,
there's so much
they've
more.
lost sponsorships, and
there's so much
money
more
talks.
recourse There's so much more. There's so much more accountability. But if you do not act, it will get worse. And there's you ask any seasoned groomer, there's times where somebody they respected did something fucked up and they didn't say something and it turned into something worse. So it doesn't matter who they are. At the end of the day, we all got involved into this industry to do this work that we do because we love animals. And and sometimes what's on the other end of that grooming lead is a human being, unfortunately. And human beings are not perfect. And I like to think that not all people are evil, and that somebody just doesn't wake up one day and start harming animals. But when behavior is tolerated and no one's being held accountable, it can turn into something really, really bad. So I think that salon, they've been working in a toxic environment. They're probably not charging enough money, probably high volume, and they just, again, evil spits evil. So when people are doing shitty and that they see that, especially newer, impressionable, younger groomers, they come in and they see that, like, okay, that's how you handle a dog, I guess. It's not, I'm not saying it's how it happens, but for somebody to sit there and record, that's
and then walk away laughing. She found it funny. Laughing.
Yeah.
And as a salon owner that I have a lot of groomers and I have a lot of bathers and stuff, I get everyone trained. I have a dog trainer come in here and help them. If I have someone that I feel like needs a little bit more education on holding and handling and stuff, I'll bring someone in besides me. I will train them too, but sometimes you need that extra authority. That's why I get a dog trainer to come in, and we work with the pet and we work with the groomers. But here we have a role. If you see something, if you see someone getting frustrated, go help them.
Yes.
Go help them. If they need to walk away before it ever gets to that point, go take over on the dog if you have to. Let the management know. Let me know. Let someone know. And it could be they're burning out. They're getting frustrated. Still no excuse to break that point. You should be able to recognize it in yourself. But groomers burnout plus dogs with issues. Let's just say this dog did have an issue. The dog should have never been treated that way. That's not going to solve the issue. If you are a groomer who cannot handle the issues properly, then you don't do those dogs, period. It's okay to turn them away. It's okay to find them a groomer that can do it.
It's also okay to not do a complete job and take it from somebody.
Yeah.
I'm the highest charging salon in my area. And listen, sometimes, again, the dog is in charge. Sometimes I can't do things, and I'm not going to force the issue. I have dogs that sometimes have to go home with wet faces. I have some dogs where I can't clip all the nails. Sometimes where, there might be like a foot half done at the end of the day. And I hate the cliche saying like humanity over vanity, but it's exactly what it is. It's humanity over vanity.
Exactly what it is. 100%. We have a dog that comes in that we work with a dog trainer. She's come in here. She used to do great for us. She went to another salon, and because we raised our prices, and then she went to another salon, and then her dog has started having behavior problems. I don't think it was the salon. I actually think it was the dog. The dog has to have a certain routine. They went out of her routine. The dog couldn't handle it. So coming back here, she's been a little bit hard to handle. My groomer has worked with the trainer, worked with the owner, and she's discovered that there's things that the owner's doing at home, and the dog likes it better that way. So now she grooms the dog on the floor for its feet. Sometimes they get done. Sometimes they go home with Ugg boots. And the owner's fine. This time I have Ugg boots. Next time she'll get it during the next groom. But we have that communication. It's what the dog will allow us to do without her hurting herself. Now she's a big dog, and she can throw her body backwards and take you with her. that leaves you getting hurt and her getting hurt. So you stop at a certain point and you go, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, can I take a quick break here to read our first ad?
Yeah.
Okay. This episode is brought to you by, my dog Bella. with absolute confidence. And yes, we do know Bella. Is she the doodle, the shih tzu, the chihuahua with a criminal record? Is she the Bella who never does this, or the Bella who absolutely does this every single time? We groom a lot of dogs, so many Bellas. Pet Zone podcast, where Bella is always booked. There you go.
I love it. That's
Cute.
awesome. That is awesome. I love it. Oh man,
love the
they
Bellas.
yes. No, Coopers, the Graysons, the Cocos.
Roxy.
It's Roxy. Roxy's the big one. You wanted the most creative name that I've ever. I had this client that named her dog Benzo, and I thought it was like Benzo, like Mercedes Benz. No, after Benzo, like the pill.
Benzo.
Yeah, I would go into this girl's apartment to pick up this dog, and she would be face down, ass up, like in the middle of the freaking floor. Last night's makeup, freaking one shoe on. A cake in the middle of the floor, her hand in the cake,
Living
and the
her
dog
best
eating
life.
the cake. And she's like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." I'm like, girl, I lived in Miami Beach for like 10 years. You're good. There's nothing you can do for me to shame you. You're good. You're fine. That was a fun client. She was fucking crazy. Love that lady.
I have another funny one. Speaking of dogs, since we're still on dog names.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by clients who say, my dog Angel would never bite, and then immediately hands us a dog wearing a muzzle with a bite history and a look in its eyes that says, watch me. But don't worry, they've never done this before. Pet Zone podcast, where famous last words live forever.
Yeah.
I have too much fun writing these. It's a lot of fun when I can't sleep. I sit down and start pontificating over.
Do you want to I do open mic night like once a week, either in PA in New York. The practice material and stuff, and I came out. I got a new bit for this week that I'm doing for the first time. You want to hear it?
Hear it, hit us. Well, not literally.
Well, so
We just talked about abuse.
What motivated it was one of my friends was he's a real estate agent in Arizona. Shout out to Sam. I guess he had to mail out a contract that was time sensitive, and he was like, dude, I sent this shit priority. What the fuck? And I said, dude, it's your priority, not their priority. And I drive around with a joke book because like sometimes I'll get an idea and I'll stop and I'll write down the idea. I just kept on kind of playing with it, and I came up with this bit. I'm like, I got to use this. This is too good. My style of comedy I like to do, and again, like I'm a newbie standing on a milk crate. Like it's nothing crazy. I like observational style humor, but I kind of like taking my crazy weird life experiences and kind of tying it into it. I like to do storytelling type of comedy that it's kind of like I'm going to make you laugh, I'm going to make you cry, I'm going to make you go ooh ah, and then I'm going to make you feel bad. So I kind of take you on a little bit of a journey. So it's called it's your priority, not theirs. Sometimes I feel like I made poor choices. Went into business for myself. Private sector. Serving my community. Humble work. I love it. But sometimes I can't help but to wonder if I should have gone in the other direction. Government employee. Because have you ever been inside a post office? It's not a job. It's a nervous system. Meanwhile, I'm in the private sector. If I don't answer an email in 14 minutes, someone's like, circling back. Circling back, I haven't even emotionally processed the first email. Private sector is survival mode. You're fast, you're polite, you're apologizing for existing. Government sector, different atmosphere. You walk into a USPS, I need this like tomorrow. They look at you dead ass, I need affordable housing. There is no urgency inside a post office. It's a government aquarium. Everyone moves like they have tenure. 14 windows. 14. 2 are open. 2. And one of them is helping someone ship a ceramic goose to Montenegro. And you're standing there holding a tiny padded envelope like it's an organ transplant. The sign says priority mail. What they mean is that a priority to you? Because to them, it's Tuesday. You step up and they're already annoyed. You didn't even do anything. You just exist with a package. Next. Why does next sound like you're being sentenced? Then the interrogation. Anything liquid, fragile, perishable, hazardous, lithium batteries, aerosol, cream powder? Ma'am, it sucks. Just sucks. And don't you hesitate. If you don't know the zip code immediately, the respect is gone. Zip code? That pause, devastating. The whole line shifts behind you like you just failed a federal exam. Meanwhile, they move slow, but if you're slow, unacceptable. You have to have your QR code ready, brightness up, no Face ID delay, because if that doesn't scan, they activate the stare. I don't know if you know about the stare. Gen Z, y'all think you invented the deadpan stare? You don't have anything on a USPS employee at 2:47 p.m. Nothing. That stare is debilitating. It's not anger, it's not frustration. It's complete emotional detachment. No blinking, no assistance, just eye contact, and you're just buffering in real time. And suddenly you're apologizing. I'm so sorry. For what? Did I delay the federal government? Gen Z does aesthetic apathy. USPS does federally funded indifference. Different levels. They've
love
seen
that.
wars. They've seen Christmas. They've seen Christmas and Hanukkah in the same week. They've seen the passport rush. You think your QR code glitch is going to shake them? Please. You're not the plot twist. And you pay extra for priority. 2 days shipping. 2 days. And what to mention? Tracking updates be like, arrived at facility, departed at facility, arrived at facility, departed at facility. In transit, no location available. Your package is on a spiritual journey. The wild part, you still go back. You voluntarily go back because USPS is chaotic neutral. They don't care. They're union, they're pensioned, they're emotionally untouchable. Amazon shows up like in 4 hours like a drug dealer. USPS says, we move at the speed of democracy. And honestly, some days I think I chose wrong. I imagine having that level of calm. I imagine rushing you and just blink slower. Imagine having your whole brand be, this sounds like a you problem. Then I remember something. I didn't choose calm detachment. I chose urgency. I chose people. I chose being of service. I like making somebody's day just a little bit better. Something matters to you, it matters to me. That's the difference. USPS has priority mail, and I got priority people. And maybe that's my priority. It's my priority to make you my priority. Now serving number 6,000. Please come to window 3.
That was good. I have another ad to read. I like these
Go for it.
ads.
Go for it. I love it.
This one's gonna trigger some people, and it's gonna be a running ad. I'm gonna let you know
Ooh.
that this sponsor is a big sponsor of Pet Zone Podcast. This episode is sponsored by artificial intelligence. Yes, that AI. The one that's everywhere, including we groomers use AI to change backgrounds, remove leashes, and make it look like the dog totally wasn't photographed next to a trash can. AI is in our phones, our social media, our streaming services, our vans, our notification, and yet somehow still blamed for everything. Some say AI is ruining the environment. Others say it's ruining art. Meanwhile, it's just over here trying to figure out what a doodle actually is. But don't worry, AI will eventually learn how to groom dogs too. It'll master the perfect teddy bear head, ignore client notes, and still get bitten when someone says he's never done this before. Pet Zone Podcast, until AI replaces us all and immediately needs a groomer. Artificial intelligence, coming soon to a grooming van near you.
I fucking love it. I freaking love it. And I literally, I can't even, I don't have the spoons to deal with answering people like, making that picture use 3 gallons of water. I'm like, wow, this is what I visualize. Here's a bunch of freaking seals. AI bad. AI bad. The machine told me AI's bad, so I'm going to go. It's like,
I'm going to say AI is bad as I'm on Facebook using AI to perfect my algorithm.
It's like, you know what? Give up your car, give up your phone, give up social media. You better go to fucking Lancaster, Pennsylvania, get ready to turn fucking soil by hand and fucking look forward to chores and freaking dying at the ripe age of 45.
Go analog, bitch.
Go analog, bitch. Listen, I say this as somebody who's born analog that helped pioneer the digital age. I saw the internet fucking hatch, evolve, and then consume something. I freaking lived the internet pre-algorithm when we can actually select the things that we want. And if I had 5,000 followers, those 5,000 followers would see my content. And now when
Remember
the machine says, Laura
MySpace with your
Jane, you're
top
getting
10
a little too
friends?
right, so your friends are not going to see you anymore and you're just going to be shadow banned. You know, it's just it's really obnoxious that people feel the way that they do. If you don't know how to pivot, then you're going to get left behind. Just like the last 120 years ago, the last time we had to pivot, get a pivot, or you just take your universal basic income, get in the pod and eat the bugs.
Yeah.
Oof, I didn't mean to get all
We all
intense.
need to go back to MySpace, and we need to get back with Tom being our number one friend. That's what we
I
need.
know. I miss Tom. He was a great
I
guy.
miss Tom. He was such a good friend.
He truly was. He was a great friend.
Oh, Tom.
Oh, Tom.
The AI people. I think we just triggered some people.
We may have. Listen, I understand that it started with education when they institutionalized education in the early 1900s. They said, "Hey, we don't need a smart populace. What we need is people to poke buttons and pull levers to be smart enough to compete, but not too smart so they, don't dismantle this machine we've built." And so I understand what the school system did. It created people that would color within the lines, that would follow instructions. We'd reward some with a little extra breadcrumbs so the ones below will still get motivated to poke and push the buttons. And it's just evolved a little bit each freaking generation, but that's it. So those who didn't want to push the buttons and pull the levers, that said, fuck this is dumb, their minds are a little more open up to this. And it's a really nice way of saying you're being dumb. Open your mind because
It's
the
not going
world
to go
is
away.
it's not going to go away. And trying to guilt trip me into the environment when it's just like, thee who lives in a glass house should not throw stones. Should not. Because if you want to start a whole unpacking of who's doing worse things for the environment, you're looking at a bitch that has chickens and grows food. Like, you can't out fucking Amish me, bitch. I climb trees. I voluntarily climb trees in like 14-degree weather and fucking stand with a fucking bow and arrow and say, and then I go eat nose to tail, bitch, so you don't got shit on me. Bam.
I buy mass produced meat because, well, I live in Southern California. Pretty sure we're not allowed to hunt here.
It's okay. When the purge happens, I'll make sure you get fed.
Oh, yeah. When the purge happens, I already have when the zombie apocalypse hits, I have my escape plan. I'm going to hook up my truck, my trailer, because I have a horse, so I need to ride her to safety. Then it put little dog carriers on the back of the saddle so my dogs come with me and carry everything. Got my gun, got my bullets, and yeah, we're going to go make our way first to Sandy's in Yucca Valley because it's the middle of the desert. And then we'll make our way from there to the middle of nowhere.
That's what's up.
It'll be awesome.
Does Sandy know you're coming?
She'll know when I knock on her door. Be like, hey. All right, we'll pause the conversation here. It'll continue next week. Please give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Pet Zone Podcast. Have a crazy customer story, confession, or just something else you'd like to share with the show? Please feel free to email us at info@petzonepodcast.com. Don't be shy. We can keep you anonymous if you like. Also, if you're a professional pet groomer, please feel free to check out the Facebook group, Mobile Groomer Zone. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on any podcast platform you're listening on, and share it with a friend. Until next time.